I am honored and pleased to be invited to this distinguished forum as a speaker. The Korean Peninsula is experiencing a lost half a decade. The government placed all its bets on the appeasement policy toward the Kim Jong-un regime over the past 5 years, but it unfortunately ended with a mirage, not a miracle. As if nothing happened for those years, the Kim Jong-un regime is now back to the 2017 when provocations were constantly made. Our government has taken time and efforts for the relations with the Kim Jong-un regime at the huge sacrifices of the people on the Korean Peninsula. Our people's lives and safety are facing a bigger threat now, and human rights, the core value of free democracy, were also selectively valued, which can be seen as the biggest mistake. One of the gifts to the Kim Jong-un regime, an anti-leaflet law, will also go down in history as a huge mistake in that it completely blocked the only flow of external information into the extremely reclusive North. The new conservative government, whose inauguration is only days away, should take a totally different approach and learn from the past mistakes. Instead of unconditional concession, we should make principled judgment and protect our security and sovereignty. The starting point would be a return to a North Korean policy guided by complete, verifiable denuclearization and human rights as its principles. Keeping an ironclad U.S. ROK alliance while maintaining strong combined defense posture for peace, security, and stability on the Korean Peninsula is also necessary. We need to clearly show that North Korea will surely pay the price if it opts for reckless provocations rather than dialogue and compromise. We also need to strengthen a comprehensive strategic alliance that contributes to global peace and prosperity. It is essential to stand together with other friends and allies that share noble values of free democracy. As a human rights activist for North Korea and a North Korean defector, I have one thing that our value alliance based on free democracy must safeguard, which is normalization of human rights in North Korea. Human rights of North Korean residents is not a negotiating tool, but a universal value and norm. It should be the topic of the negotiation, not just a subject of negotiations. Voice of concerns from the U.S. and the international community over North Korean human rights issues is meaningful in that sense. The new government of Korea should also and will take the lead in calling for the improvement of the human rights situation in the North. However, that is not enough. We need to make sure that residents in the North are completely free from arbitrary arrests and detention, torture and abuse, oppression on religion and ideology, forced labor, and other forms of repressive governing. This issue goes beyond a single nation. That's why the parliament, a key to and a symbol of democracy, should stand together. If you can join this journey, I would like to lead the creation of an alliance for North Korean human rights as a victim and a living proof of the North Korean regime and work together with my fellow representatives. As you are well aware, the ROK is witnessing a political transition period with the inauguration of the new administration, along with the North Korean nuclear issue, Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and the US-China conflict, and the subsequent reshaping of the world order. Presented with both crises and opportunities, we are experiencing the most turbulent period than ever before, and lost half a decade is the high price that the Korean Peninsula paid for the last 5 years. There is one famous message inscribed in the Korean War Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. Freedom is not free. Freedom is not a given. I look forward to the new administration taking office soon, pursuing the North Korean policy based on the principle of reciprocity, working together with allies, sharing values, with the strong U.S. ROK alliance at the center. Thank you for listening.